let's cut a pineapple. First, let's make sure that our cutting board here doesn't rock and roll around. So the best idea is to use a damp cloth of some sort. Mine's slightly damp. Let's see if that does the trick. And here's our pineapple. So, piece of cake. Basically, we need to get the top off, the bottom off, and the sides off. And then inside is a hard core that we want to get rid of also. So first, we chop off the top. Second, chop off the bottom. Be a little bit generous. You don't want to miss anything there. The next part, oh, and look, we missed something here. We didn't take enough. And this pineapple is awfully ripe. So next we will take off the sides. So as you can see the edges here. You don't want to go too thin or you're going to miss these little bits here. So let's just start. You can always go back over whatever you've done and see how nicely it is. So let's just go down each strip like so. You're not pushing very hard, you're letting the knife do the work, following the shape of the fruit. You can see. And sometimes you have these hairy little pricklers that are coming out still, and you can get them out or you can take another strip off. There are several ways to get pineapple out of the fruit. There's a twisty device you can use, which I find just to be more work than it's worth. I'd rather just take these nice, beautiful slices off. Let's take a look at our work here. Let's get rid of the detritus. Get that out of there a little bit. And what do we have? And then you have all this stuff that you don't want to get in your nice pineapple fruit. Clean off your knife a little bit. And we mostly got it. There's a little bit in there. That's okay. We can clean that off at the end. And then you'll see a circle in the middle, and that is the hard core. If you have a juicer, if you can take fruit and throw it through a juicer and it spits the pulp out, this is actually the sweetest part of the pineapple I've found. But if you just chew it, it's not very appetizing or appealing. Again, you can see, ooh, slippery little bugger. You can see the striations, the lines where that core is in there. So it helps you visualize where it is when you make your cuts, because you're basically just cutting this into fourths so that you're going to be able to get that core out. And then here it is there. You can see it on the sides. You're making a straight cut to get something that's kind of round out of there. And you'll feel the resistance from the core because it is tough, and you can decide how deep you want to go in there. And if it's just you eating it, you know, who cares if you get a little core in there, and you'll notice it when you chew it, and then you can just get rid of it then. So, oops, I kind of did that move without telling you about it. So again, get that core out. And then let's just cut these into thirds or fourths. See, I got a little imperfection there. We can cut out as we go, no big deal. Cut it into these long lines, and then you can cut it as big or as little as you'd like. And then taste as you go. That's the best part. Make sure that you like this pineapple, because sometimes you just don't know until you try it out. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm going to finish this pineapple. It's as easy as that. It's just a few different cuts and you have delicious, fresh pineapple.